What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Baze Jesus here, and I'm here with my first ever visual effects tutorial. And I be getting like a lot of DMs and requests saying like, hey, maybe you should start, teaching the class on stuff like this, or like, hey, maybe you should start like making tutorials consistently because there's like a lot of music videos out there and I be wanting to see how they're made. Or some people even hit me up and told me like they view me as a mentor and they just want to like simply see me sit down and like do edits and stuff, to help them out. So now here's some of you guys' chance that's been asking a lot of those questions. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at a small little breakdown on the new Chief Keef music video, The Talk. The visual effects is done by this guy named Nightif. I'm gonna put his YouTube in the description as well. Check out his work. He's an amazing visual effects personnel. But this little separation from the foreground and the background and how the background looks all crazy and wavy, Chief Keef himself still stays, intact, and to give that little like, trippy effect. That's what we're going to be closely looking at today. So before we get into this tutorial, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let me know other music videos you might want to see broken down. The more the merrier. Alright, let's go ahead and get into it. So to create this effect, this plugin is actually installed on After Effects. So this is a no special plugin required type of method. So what you want to do is you want to open up After Effects. Once After Effects is fully opened up, import in your clip. Once your clip is imported, you want to drag it down to the timeline and then double click on it. This will open up your layer tab. Now your layer tab is where you insert the text, or you might need a paintbrush effect or other little things such as that. So on that toolbar, you're gonna see a man with the paintbrush right next to him. That is the roto brush. So now what you want to do is you want to select your subject, just drag and like draw over your little subject. So as you can see here, I have this horseback riding clip of this lady named Lauren Glasses. This is something that she must have recorded and created. I just typed in random horseback riding videos on YouTube just to have that example for you guys. I know it's pretty random. So after you're done drawing your figure, what you want to do is click the freeze button. Now the freeze button is going to basically mask out that subject so it has a transparent background in the actual composition tab. Now a small disclaimer about the freeze button. One thing that happens often whenever I'm editing like some regular like speed footage or just like footage or just any type of footage in general, sometimes the subject can get outside of the purple lines and other things that you might not want to get in that frame that you're just trying to separate from the background gets in. So what you want to do when stuff like that happens is click Alt, and then that little circle will turn to red. That's how you delete certain things. So if you just drag it over little subjects that you don't want to have like in that frame, it'll instantly take it out and continue to have and keep that little subject for you. So after deleting parts that you really don't want, you can go back and click the freeze frame again and it'll go back through its render. Damn, I thought I had a sneeze coming. But anyway, after you're done freezing your frame, what you want to do is you want to go back to the composition tab, and if you notice in the composition tab that your subject is now a transparent layer, what you want to do is you want to right click on that and you want to rename that layer. Sometimes I'll rename that layer roto or horse, or mainly if I know that that's the rotoscope and that's the transparent layer, I'll just keep it as roto just so I know, for organization purposes. So after you named your layer roto, what you want to do is you want to go and duplicate that same layer. And that roto 2, you want to drag under the first roto and rename that background. Then after that, you want to click on the effects controls and delete that roto brush and refine tool so it returns to its normal clip. Now here's when things get silly. So now what you want to do is you want to click the effects control panel and type in CC Warp-O-Matic. Once you have that CC Warp-O-Matic selected, drag it and drop it onto the background layer. Now in here, I'll be able to play around with the warp direction, the completion of the warp, and I'll be able to play around with the warp amount itself. Each one of these things do different things. So if you start playing with these on the background layer, you'll be able to drag and add more warp or drag and add less warp as well too, and you can just sit around and play around with it. It has other options as well to explore. So what I did after that, I just gave a perfect amount of warp to where it looks distorted in the background. And if you really want to get technical with it, click on the stopwatch icon. You'll be able to animate it and be able to play around with the warp direction or the warp speed or the completion of it, so it looks like it warps and then it goes right back to normal to give that effect that you see in the Chief Keef video as well. And after you added as much warp to it and animated the way you did, you just return back and just go back to the normal clip and play your clip over and over again to make certain and minor tweaks to it. In conclusion, with the roto brush, you can do a lot of different things in a wide variety of things with effects that you might have on your system or on whatever you're using as well, as far as After Effects. But nevertheless, that's how you can create that effect without having any BCC or Sapphire or Ignite plugins as well too on your computer. If you're just using the regular stock Adobe plugins, the CCs is what you can do with a lot of that stuff. Oh, the wonders of Adobe After Effects, with a lot of things that it has to offer and a lot of hidden gems in it as well too. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You know, thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you again.